Hey everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me today here on the Creative Retreat channel. We are using the Faith Art Box for November. And Jen Coram, who is on our design team here at Creative Retreat Kits, has written this devotional called Prepare Hymn Room. And guess what? It is a Christmas theme. It gives some great Bible verses here. And I just love this theme because it's about being hospitable to Jesus, preparing room in our hearts for Jesus. Look at this beautiful pattern on the devotional, and then these colors here on the sticker sheet, the blues and the pinks and the mints and the peaches, and then the sticker alphas. I love this blue. So here's the stamp set. It's got words like joy to the world, peace, love, joy, prepare Jesus room, and then some images. And look how the stamp set matches the sticker sheets. Now, if you haven't picked up on it yet, of course, these are some Christmassy Advent words, but they really do. Oh, look at these bows. Look at these bows. This blue matches. It's got the snowflakes in that blue fabric. And then this white bow clippy, it's like a snowflake itself fluttering down. It reminds me of one of those helicopter type things. I can't remember what they're called, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the theme really is based upon joy to the world and that line that says, let every heart prepare him room. So I'm going to be journaling in my hymnal right on that page, joy to the world. I'm going to start off by getting some acrylic paint. I'm trying to match that peachy pink color. So I'm mixing some orange and white, and that's a little too creamsicle-ish color. So now I'm bringing in a little bit of, this color is actually called Candy Apple. Don't know why it's called that. It's not very red. It's kind of a pink red. And I'm mixing that in. That's a Target acrylic paint. The others I had were just the cheaper apple barrel type paint that you can get at Walmart or Michael's. That's getting a little bit more to match, and then I added some white. So I just mixed that on some clear packaging, actually the packaging that the kit came in. So I mixed it with my watercolor brush, just a paintbrush. I did not use any water in this, but if you wanted to make it a little bit thinner, you could do that. And I'm just making a background on my hymnal page here, just some dots, some splotches. There's no rhyme or reason to what I did. You could use those paints for anything, but I just decided to do some dot splotching, splotch dotting, whatever you call it. Anyway, just getting some dots and splotches on the page. Now I'm picking up this blue. I think this is called Forget Me Not, and this is also one of the Target paints. I decided to give it kind of a border. So I took a thin brush, and I'm not being precise. I'm just, my brush wasn't thin enough for that. And again, it's not a wet brush. I'm just picking it up, and I'm just giving it a border. Kind of needed that. There's a lot, when you do hymnal journaling, there's not a lot of space to do a focal image. So you just have to take that into consideration. I came back in with a few tiny dots, and then I did use my heat tool to dry that. That's just my background. That's what I'm working with. Certainly didn't have to do that, but it was simple and easy. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping now. There are a couple of these foliage stamps in the kit, and I've picked up one of them, the single foliage, and I'm using tumbled glass. That is the Distress Oxide ink. And now I'm coming in with the chalk ink pad from Creative Retreat Kits. This is called Frosted Mint. And now I'm using the second foliage stamp. This one has kind of a double brush, a double branch. A double branch. That's the word I'm looking for. It's got two different branches for it. And again, I just stamped that randomly, so that gives me a background. Now I'm going to take the devotional backing and create a tip-in with that. Now I'm just trying to get inspired here, so I put the bow up at the top because I know I want to use that. And what I decided to do is just rip off some of the devotional backing. Now make sure you've read and gone through the study before you try to do this, because otherwise you're kind of ruining the devotional. Sometimes I actually will just make a copy of it before I use it so that I can keep that. So I'm making actually a tip up with this piece of the cardstock from the devotional. I just love that print. It's got this snowy, wintry look to it, which I certainly don't get down here in Florida. So I'm using the word fetty that spells out, let every heart prepare him room. Now the one thing that bothers me is that the three words, prepare him room, that all should be right there together, are the same color. And I don't like them the same color right next to each other. So I use that green flag to back the word him. And that way it gives it just some color variation. And then I move the words around. I add some of the hearts to just embellish it a little bit and to anchor some of those words. Now I'm going to come in with the alpha stickers and spell out joy. And right now I'm placing them in the middle of the page, but I decide to move them down to the bottom. And then I'll just add a few other elements here and there. Now I do have a blog post that I have linked that I've written about this page and about this idea of preparing him room. As we think about the Christmas season, and there was no room for Jesus in the inn, and Bethlehem and really all of Jerusalem, they were not prepared for Jesus. They were not prepared for the birth of the King of Kings, and they did not receive him as their king. And what a tragedy that was for them, and how tragic it is for us too if we aren't prepared for him. I'm just using on screen here a couple of the coins, the circles, and you see me right here. I'm using my EK Success powder tool to get rid of some of the stickiness of the backing that is exposed, so that it won't pick up any dirt and it just won't stick to random things, because that, you see how it's poking up. That's kind of my tab that's poking up off the top. Now this pink polka dotted washi tape is available in the Creative Retreat Kits store, and I like it. It's a nice peachy pink color. And you'll see me, I'll come back in and outline all of these elements. I'm just fussing around with some of these things here. But again, I'm going to do some journaling here behind my little tip up, and I'm doing a little bit of black splatter. I just tend to do that an awful lot. And I'm outlining the elements here. I mentioned that already. But how tragic for us if we're not prepared for Jesus every day, if we don't prepare our hearts through prayer and through Bible study so that he can be the king of our lives each day. We can accept him into our hearts, but are we allowing him room in our entire heart, in our whole heart? That's how we prepare for him. That's how we can prepare for a busy Christmas season, and that's how we prepare for each day. I invite you to check out the blog post and also to pick up this kit. You're going to love it. And come back and join me next time. All the products are linked in the description box below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if it inspired you, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. God bless. Bye-bye.